Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. I finally got my hands on this baby. Thanks to Joe Ace for being able to supply me with this beauty right here. This is the Amarr Prophecy. It's a battlecruiser, it's a drone boat, and it's awesome. In today's episode we're going to look at how to fit it, what you can do with it, and, of course, if it's any good at PvP or not. Before we get into our subject for today, please remember to throw in a like and a subscribe if you like what we're doing here. And, of course, if you really want to help me out and keep this channel alive, be sure to click on the link in the description. YouTube channel membership, you can donate monthly a sum as small as $2. So what is the Amarr Prophecy? Well, let's get over into the ship information panel, sorry. We got 5 drone hardpoints, 3 high slots, 3 mad slots, 5 low slots, and 3 rig slots. Roll bonus 15 kilometers drone control range. This is by default. You don't need any skills whatsoever. You gain this bonus pro bono. And the ability to fit 1 command burst module slots. Now, you'll probably not use this unless you are in a nullsec alliance and you'll be doing fleet tactics and stuff like that, or gang fights and stuff like that. So most of the times you'll have no use for this. As per advanced medium drone upgrade bonus level, you get 30% drone DPS and 5% drone velocity, meaning your drones travel faster. And battlecruiser command bonus per level, you get 4% armor resistance. The armor resistance is very good. This is something that differentiates it against the Galente Myrmidon. Now, the Myrmidon has bonus repping. You can, like one repper can rep more than a repper fitted on a prophecy, for example, but no amount of repping will be able to save you if you have low resistances, because you'll be taking on the blunt force of every hit. You won't be able to mitigate much, and at one point you will find yourself in a situation that your repper, or even if you go dual repping because you have plenty of low slots on the Myrmidon and of the Prophecy, of course, find yourself in a situation that the amount being repaired is insufficient and the damage is overwhelming. This bonus is the better one in my opinion. Having resistances helps you mitigate tons of damage. Let's take a look at what I managed to fit so far. But this is mostly a PV that I run here and on and about. This is just a concept because I'm trying to work it with tweaks here and there. But this is the fit that I'm currently using for missions and for storyline missions. We've got the low slots. We've got 2 drone damage amplifiers, 1 adaptive armor harness. My items are poopy at best. I didn't manage to find or didn't have the funds to get my hands on something more sophisticated like faction or storyline adaptive armor harness, or even drone damage amplifier. What I do have is some storyline items in terms of the armor repairer and the micro warp drive, the medium micro warp drive. These are all good items. This is the bare minimum that you would need in order to finish missions quickly if you want to do PvE, and of course you can do anomalies if you're in low sec, null sec, but I'd argue not to use this exact fit because you'll probably want to go in more tank, because, you know, low sec and null sec, if you're doing anomalies, you're probably going to get jumped in by all sorts of people. Now, with missions, there's a whole different thing, because currently there's no probing. No one can probe Uranus. You know, the planet, of course. No one can scan you down, and the mission beacon is only visible to you, and you're basically in one pocket of space that is unreachable by any other player. So you can go as this. on the med slots we have 5 drones. You can either go with hammerheads. I have hammerheads for now. Another good variant will be having 2 infiltrators, which is the Amarr drones and a medium drone, and 3 Valkyries, which are the Minotaur medium drones. This drone fleet composition is actually good, and I've been using it so far, but decided to try it out a bit with the hammerheads. So far I'm not satisfied because I don't know, for some reason the hammerheads sometimes tend to miss. 1 of 8 shots is 0, even though they are there and they have good tracking speed, and also the damage is not the one that I was expecting. So please be aware that the drones from hammerheads, the price for drones for the hammerhead drones are pretty much inflated for no good reason. In EVE Online, because people tend to reference the EVE Online game, and it's not, the EVE Echoes is not EVE Online. In EVE Online, hammerheads have a damage how should I say it? They've got a damage modifier, which is better than all the other drones. Here, there's no such thing. It's 269 damage, and it's the same. Let me quickly show you exactly. Let's put on a Valkyrie, and let's put an Infiltrator, and you'll see exactly what I'm trying to say. So we have 269 thermal damage, and we have 269 EM damage, and we have 269 explosive damage. If you're fighting against some specific certain types of NPCs, I'd recommend not using hammerheads, because so far, with my experience of 2 days with them, I pretty much can say they're pretty crappy. Even though they deal thermal damage, which is not so high resistance if you're doing shield NPCs or armor NPCs, regardless, they're not very well targeted. I deal much more damage with the setup of having 2 infiltrators and 3 Valkyries. I get big NPCs down faster than with 5 hammerheads. Okay, so enough for the drone rant. The rest of the mid slots are a stasis web, which is good for some situational stuff, and we've got 2 medium UPA energy Nosferatus, which is very important, and we'll get to that soon. The energy Nosferatu is good for me because I went with 3 pulse lasers. This is probably not the best approach. The best approach would be to have 3 rapid missile launchers on the high slot. Why? Because it's missile damage, and it's damage across all types, and they don't use capacitor. Lasers use capacitor. If I unfit my Nosferatus, you'll basically see that my capacitor lasts 1 minute and 2 seconds with everything running, which is not good, by the way. Even though I did fit 2 capacitor rigs, 1 for capacity, so I have more capacitor available, and 1 for capacitor recharge rate. It recharges faster. It's all prototype. I didn't bother, and I don't have the funds to farm and get more decent items. And we'll probably do that in the near future, but for now I just went with whatever I had. So be sure, if you have the funds, slap onto it, onto the Prophecy, some good capacitor rigs, or you could very well choose to go with 1 capacitor recharge and 2 warp stabilizer rigs, which help you provide with some, let's say, decent escape methods in case you get blobbed for some reason. On the combat rigs, I went with the drone firepower augmenter. It's still prototype. I definitely recommend, if you have the funds, to go for a Type 2 or Mark 2, whatever it's called, drone firepower augmenter, because you'll get 15% damage bonus instead of 7.5. So my damage is kind of crappy right now, but it'll soon be fixed. And I also have a 1 drone speed augmenter. People tend to understand this wrong. Drone speed augmenter is not for drone speed. It provides absolutely no bonus to the drone speed whatsoever. What it does provide is the speed of fire, which is stupid. The wording on this module is stupid. It provides activation time adjustment, and what that does, it helps drones fire faster. They cycle their weapons faster. It should be translated to an improved rate of fire, not drone speed augmented. It should be drone rate of fire, or ROF, or whatever, ROA, ROF, or whatever name you want to call it, but not drone speed augmented. It has absolutely no relation to the speed of the drones. So this is the rigs that we have, and that's pretty much it. My DPS right now is around 508. I'm sitting inside the station and I have nothing activated. Once I activate the drone damage amplifiers for 20... How many seconds do I have? Because I have decent skills. 23 seconds. For 23 seconds, my damage will go near, if I'm not mistaken, 700 DPS, which is perfectly fine for the things that I want to do. Of course, this baby was done for soaking up damage. I have the micro warp drive because this ship is slow and I really want to navigate here and there fast, and of course it helps you with gate camps in order to reapproach the gate from which you had already jumped. If there's a blob on the other side and you don't get webbed immediately, you can use the micro warp drive to reapproach while allowing the gate campers to basically attack you and get an aggression timer, at which point they cannot jump after you back. Additionally, having a micro warp drive is beneficial no matter what you say. Instead of using an afterburner, of course, because the afterburner won't provide you with much, and honestly, yeah, go for the micro warp drive. Now, if I want to go inside like low sec, null sec, or if I really want to be able to soak up a lot of stuff, I definitely slap on the proper rigs on it, which is not the prototype versions, of course. I'll definitely go for at least a Mark II drone damage, firepower, drone firepower augmenter, and a Mark II drone speed augmenter, and basically that will raise my DPS enough, and I could very well remove, because I have a constant DPS, not based on activation, and I could very well remove these drone damage amplifiers, and I will be able to replace them with something even better. So let me show you guys. We've got 1 damage control, and we're going to fit another resistance. You can go for another adaptive nanoplating, which will provide you for a spread of resistances across all types, or you could go for a harness. Let me just scroll through these. Mark V reactive armor harness. Of course, I'd recommend you go for the storyline modules or the faction modules. The faction modules are around 20 mil, while the storyline items are around 4 mil or 2 million at best. So, in my opinion, having a decent tank lineup can help you with a lot of the low sec, null sec life in any situation. And of course, having a micro warp drive and decent drone firepower, that's good in every book, not only my book. So let's fit back the medium energy Nosferatu, and I'm going to show you guys how the tank behaves once you exit the station, because currently I'm docked, and as you can see, the defense is around 30,571. My resistances are 61, 49, 41, and 37. Let's get outside and see how the tank increases once you activate those modules. So you get, by default, once you put this module on, you get 6% or 7% across all resistances, across all tank capabilities, hull, hull armor, and shield. Once you activate it, you get 800%. 800%. That's crazy. So let's activate the reactive armor hardener. Let's activate the nanoplating, and let's activate the damage control. So let's take a look at the fitting, and suddenly we are 72,099 effective hit points. And if we look at the resistances, 86, 82, 79, and 77. With storyline or faction modules, you can go way past this. As you can see in this screenshot right here, provided by our mate Solution, he asked me what was best to fit on his prophecy, and I basically recommended him an old tank fit. As I mentioned before, if you live in low or sec or null sec, that would probably be ideal. And as you can see, with decent modules, not crappy Mark 5 whatever, non-named poop, you get this result, which is something truly amazing. Almost 90% resistances across all types. Yeah, this ship can become one tough cookie. Even with the gate camp, and even with immense damage, you can still survive because you mitigate so much. You do not even care about overwhelming damage. The only important thing is to manage to reach that gate and jump back. Of course, don't aggress or you'll be stuck with them and you'll probably die if you're outnumbered 10 to 1, for example. Or if you have the taxes, if you have friends nearby, you can very well play the bait tank role. Just play like the casual PvE guy that's going to jump inside a camp and, oh my god, please don't kill me. And suddenly you tank all of them while you try to tackle some and wait for your mates to jump and catch everybody off guard and basically eradicate them from the face of New Eden. This is the fit that I propose, and as I mentioned, high slots go with missiles. It's way better than lasers. Now, is this ship any good for PvP? Well, yes and no. Yes, because it has an immense tank, and because the drone DPS is actually good, but in 1v1, people are going to focus your drones, and they're going to pop them. Even with the Myrmidon, which has drone effective hit points bonuses, drones are not that hard to kill. Some missile salvos and they're gone. They're just bye. In 1v1 situations, drones are your only weapons, and if those are gone and you have no replacements, well, you're pretty much dead in the water. In 1v1 situations, the prophecy is good if you're fighting, let's say, stuff or people that are not aware of the mechanics that they can just destroy your drones and goodbye. In terms of gang fights, this is an actually great ship for PvP. You can pull so many crazy stuff with it, especially if you are inside a fleet consisting only of drone boats. Like, no one is going to try to focus all the drones because there'll be so many drones. You don't know which drones are whose. So if you see an army of drones coming towards you, you better run, mate. Don't stay around, because you might instantly pop. We've seen videos of Dramiels warping in an asteroid belt, and all the Ventures and Retrievers had drones outside, and they managed to lock him. And when the drones basically reached the Dramiel was gone. There was just a capsule. That was it. It was the most quickest death of a Dramiel possible, and not even one-shotted by actual guns, killed by drones. Very effective. So in PvP, this ship works very well in a party. Don't go by yourself, especially because it's a battlecruiser and they're easily tackled. Unless you know what you're doing, don't go in by yourself. This would be my recommendation. You could very well try if you have prophecies or drones or whatever you wish to spare, but drones are expensive nonetheless because the drop rate in BBCs for drones is very crappy. It'll be easy for other people to form in on you and basically gang you up, and you'd best go in with a fleet. And the fleet fit is mostly the same as this one. You'd want to go with mostly tank, no DPS, because you know the power of DPS for fleet is the power of DPS from all its members, and not just yours. So yours is just a fraction of the entire DPS that the fleet can output, and you don't actually need alpha damage or damage mods or damage upgrades. You just need to be able to tank and survive, because the more you survive and the more everyone returns home in one piece, the very well you can just repeat this process for as many times as possible, because you're having fun, you're doing PvP, you're enjoying the content, and it's something that you're gonna keep doing. If you just go in there and lose your ship and you just had a lot of stuff, it's you know what I mean. This is pretty much it about the prophecy and what you should go with it. If you want to stay, and I don't know, I'm just going to slap on some content of me doing some missions just so you can see the damage output and stuff like that, but it'll be put on fast forward. Thank you guys for watching. A very big shout out to my channel supporters. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.